For 2 years the veteran National League and the upstart American League have been bitter rivals. In an effort to end the open hostility and the blatant player raids, the two leagues decided to hold a season-ending best-of-9 games playoff to determine the world champion. The season finale of the 1903 would feature the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Boston Americans. Pittsburgh Pirates at the time were the National League heavyweights, having won the National League flag 3 years in a row. 1903 proved to be another successful year. Led by manager Fred Clark, the Pirates beat out John McGraw's New York Giants, a team featuring Christy Mathewson, Joe McGinnity, and Roger Bresnahan. Boston Americans, in their 3 years of existence, were enjoying the best year as a team. Led by one of baseball's best third basemen and a future Hall of Famer Jimmy Collins, they were by far the best team in the American League. In winning the American League pennant, they beat out Connie Mack's Philadelphia Athletics, a team featuring greats like Eddie Plank, Chief Bender, and Rube Waddell, beating them by a mind-blowing 14.5 games. The Boston team was comprised of steady hitters like Patsy Doherty, Jimmy Collins, Buck Freeman, and Freddie Parent, as well as capable pitchers like Bill Dineen and Norwood Gibson. But their best player by far was the 28-game winner and future Hall of Famer Cy Young. The Bucks were a similarly well-built team, featuring hitters like Ginger Beaumont, Tommy Leach, as well as future Hall of Famers like Fred Clark and Honus Wagner, the latter having won the National League batting title that year. Their pitching staff had lost a few people over the years, but still had reliable hurlers like Sam Lever and Deacon Phillip. Unfortunately, the Pirates were ravaged by injuries and bad luck. Otto Kruger, Pittsburgh's main utility player, was hit by a pitch in late September and never fully recovered from the injury. Around the same time, Ed Doheny, a 16-game winner, left the team exhibiting signs of paranoia. He was later committed to an asylum. Sam Lever, another Pirate ace, had an arm injury which he later aggravated in a trap shooting competition. Worst of all, Honus Wagner, already batting a sore thumb, injured his right leg late in the season. By the beginning of October, the two teams were evenly matched. The first game took place on Thursday, October 1st, at Huntington Avenue Baseball Grounds in Boston. The spacious ballpark was designed to accommodate 11,500 people. Over 16,000 were in attendance for Game 1. Needless to say, it was standing room only. Among the spectators were Boston Rooters, a group deeply embedded in Boston's baseball culture. They were led by Michael T. McGreevy, the owner of a local establishment known as the Third Base Saloon, Boston's original sports bar. Boston sent their best pitcher, 36-year-old fireballer Denton True Young, to the mound. The Pirates responding with Charles Deacon Phillip, a 5 veteran known for his superb control. The game started just before 2 p.m. Hank O'Day of the National League was the home plate umpire. Tommy Connolly of the American League was stationed at first. Cy Young later admitted that he was nervous before the game and threw the ball harder than he usually did. The rest of the team was likely nervous as well. This was probably the reason for their rocky start. After retiring the first two batters in the top of the first, Young gave up a triple to Tommy Leach. Honus Wagner followed up with a single to left to knock in the first run. Wagner proceeded to steal second. Still with 2 outs, Kitty Bransfield hit the ball to second and Hobie Ferris bobbled it, putting the runners on the corners. Bransfield attempted to steal second, and Lou Krieger committed the second error of the inning by overthrowing second base and allowing Wagner to score. With Bransfield on third, Young walked Claude Ritchie. Ritchie stole second. The next batter, Jimmy Sebring, singled to left, knocking in both runners. Cy Young struck out the next batter, Ed Phelps, but Krieger dropped the last pitch, and Phelps got on base. Cy Young finally ended the chaotic inning by striking out his counterpart, Deacon Phillip. The Pirates' pitching and defense proved to be much better. Deacon Phillip struck out 2 in the first and 3 in the second, giving up just 1 hit to Chick Stahl. Cy Young pitched a scoreless second inning but got into trouble in the third. With one out, he gave up another triple to Kitty Bransfield. After striking out Claude Ritchie, he gave up a single to Jimmy Sebring. Bransfield scored Pittsburgh's fifth run. Pirates got to Cy Young again in the fourth. With one out, Ginger Beaumont reached first on an error by Hobie Ferris. Fred Clarke singled to left. Tommy Leach followed up with a single to center, knocking in Beaumont. Cy Young retired the next two batters, but the damage was done. In the seventh, Cy Young retired one batter before facing Jimmy Sebring. Sebring, though never overly impressive, was having a great day against Cy Young. He was already credited with 2 hits and 3 RBIs. This time, Sebring hit Young's offering to deep center for an inside-the-park home run, the first in World Series history. Deacon Phillip, meanwhile, continued to dazzle the Boston batting order, striking out 6 and giving up just 2 hits in 6 innings of work. The Americans finally got to him in the seventh. Buck Freeman, Boston's slugger and league leader in home runs and RBIs, led the frame off with a triple to right. Fred Parent recreated the feat, tripling to left. The next batter, a burly 6'1" Connecticut native, Candy LaChance, hit a sacrifice fly to deep left. Parent tagged up and scored. Deacon Phillip momentarily lost his focus and beamed the next batter, Hobie Ferris, but struck out the next 2 batters to end the inning. Cy Young struggled in the eighth, giving up a triple to Tommy Leach and walking Honus Wagner, but Leach was caught stealing home and the inning was over. The bottom of the ninth, Deacon Phillip was looking to end the game, but the Americans were not going to go down without a fight. Buck Freeman reached on a fielding error by Honus Wagner. Fred Parent followed up with a single to left. Candy LaChance hit another long fly to deep left, flying out to Fred Clarke and allowing Freeman to score. Hobie Ferris hit a slow grounder to third and beat out a throw by Tommy Leach. Jack O'Brien, pinch hitting for Lou Krieger, struck out. Duke Farrell, pinch hitting for Cy Young, hit a grounder back to Phillip. With a throw to first, the Pirates won the opening game of the World Series. Cy Young's lackluster start and Boston's messy fielding proved to be their undoing. Having committed 3 of their first 4 errors in the first inning alone, the Americans could not overcome the deficit. Deacon Phillip, already having a career year, turned in another masterful performance. Thanks to his control and the early lead, the Pirates were never in jeopardy.